Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a program called Tarot Your Love Story, December 2019. And this is for you coming from Taurus. I'm going to give my cards a shuffle, and I'll give you my email address, which is andyhoro9, ANDIHORO 9, the number 9 at gmail.com. Now, the first card that I'm going to pull will have to do with your first 15 days of December. And I'm going to talk to you about the possibility of a new romance, you coming from Taurus. This is the card of strength. So if you do find a new romance in the first 15 days of December, it will be somebody who may be very dominating and very stubborn. You have to be careful only of that. Apart from that, that romance partner may be okay with you. So if you find the person too dominating and stubborn, showing the strength that way, talk to that person and see whether this person is flexible or not. That's the only thing I worry. That's regarding the new romance in the first 15 days of December. Now, what about an ongoing romance that you may have? How is that going to fare for you in the first 15 days? And let's see for you what happens. It's a card of decision making. So the decision making seems to be complicated where your ongoing romance is concerned in the first 15 days of December. So what can you do about it? Well, it's you listening to me. Take a step back, look at things clearly. Don't try to be too stubborn and tell yourself, well, if the decision made by my ongoing romance partner makes sense, I will let that happen. And that would be the way to create harmony. Now, what about marriage situation in the first 15 days? Let's see what might happen there for you. Who wants to be number one? That's the issue here between you and your marriage partner. So to keep the harmony, at least for the first 15 days of December, share it or let your marriage partner have the say. You will have a lot of harmony that way for the sake of that. And try to always compromise and try to always be negotiable with this card. Don't be standoffish like you want to be number one and that's the way doing it. That's not good. So be otherwise, be flexible, and you'll do well where your marriage is concerned in the first 15 days of December. Now, the next card that I'm going to pull will be for the last 16 days of December. And the last 16 days of December, let's talk about a new romance possibility for you coming from Taurus. And this is not a good card for you. It's the Ace of Cups, which means that you are taking the center stage of everything. So this is a card of Ace of Cups. So that means that you are taking the center stage of everything. You don't want to do that. Otherwise, in the last 16 days of December, you are going to have confrontation and past issues are also going to crop up from this card. So keep the harmony by being as flexible as you can and letting your marriage partner do the rest for you. Sorry about your new partnership. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you about your marriage and family areas again. So let's see what the card says about your marriage and family areas. This is a card of isolation. So in your family and marriage areas, don't be isolated. Talk about things. Don't have a confrontative attitude. Leave past issues behind. Because this card says you can be isolated, which means there can be a separation, verbal separation, emotional separation. So it's not the best card that you have pulled. I'm going to pull a card for you again for your romance. And let's talk of your ongoing romance. So I was not very sure about that card. Well, yes, your ongoing romance has many issues. And the issues are like water, coming in and going out and coming in and going out. So since it's you listening to me, tell yourself you have two options. One is don't bring up any issues at all with your ongoing partner in the last 16 days. And the other issue is be as gentle as you can. The flow should be gentle. and things will be better. Now I'm going to talk to you about your lucky ages. Then let's see what the card says. There'll be some whose ages are going to be shown here, will be very lucky. And the card says, well, this is a card of water. So I'm thinking of the moon. And so I'm going to say that if you are the ages of 20, you coming from Taurus. If you are the ages of 20 or 29 or 38 or 47 or 56 or 65 or 74 or even 83, then this card is going to bring plenty of good luck for you in your area of marriage, in your area of romance, going to be perfectly lucky for you. And what if you are not of these ages? Well, I have a 90-minute session, and during the 90 minutes, I'll talk to you about your next 8 or 9 years. That's going to be based on your date of birth, your time of birth, and looking at your palms. We'll talk about that later. I'm going to tell you now the ages that you have to be very cautious about. And from this card, I'm going to pull these ages, say that these are troublesome ages for you in the whole month of December, where romance and marriage is concerned. The ages of 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, or 81. If you happen to be of these ages, tell yourself you have to tread very carefully what you say and what you do. Romance or marriage areas can be very, very sensitive and can easily bring problems. Now about your color, lucky color for you. And let's see what the card is going to say about your lucky colors. Well, it's a toss-up between turquoise and green, and I'm going to go for green. So wear plenty of green during the month of December, and you will have the attraction of romance and the attraction of marriage bonding as well. And now what about an attachment? So let's see who the attachment could be for you. All right. I'm going to say Leo because the vibrations of this card show that somebody from Leo is going to show a lot of interest with you. Or could it be that you're going to show somebody interest from Leo? Either way, somebody from Leo wants to make the contact. So if you know somebody from Leo, make the contact if you want, or expect the contact in romance or marriage areas, especially in romance. Now about your direction energy. So 9 planets have surrounded Earth. So let's see which direction you can face to be inspired where romance and marriage betterment can be seen. And from this card, I'm going to say face east is the card of Venus. Face east as much as you can. And when you face east, you'll be able to then get the vibrations of planets which are going to make you very lucky to be inspired in romance and marriage. And now what about whether AM in the month of December or PM is going to be better for you? Oops, we shuffle the card once more. And so let's see. For you coming from Taurus, well, I'm going to choose with all those stars there, I'm going to say PM, which means from 12 noon up to 12 midnight would be the time when you can negotiate romance, you can make your marriage partner happy, you can make your romance partner happy. Well, I have a 90-minute session, and during these 90 minutes, I'll talk to you about your next 8 or 9 years in all areas of your life, your job, your business, your finance, your romance, your marriage, your love story, and also your health area in detail. And based on your date of birth, based on your time of birth, based on looking at your palms, I'll be able to handle your next 8 or 9 years, age by age, calendar year by calendar year, to tell you how to get the best out of it. And I'll also give you, based on your date of birth, time of birth, and looking at your palms, your lucky colors and your lucky gemstones and your lucky days and your lucky directions, all these energies and more. And I'll show you how to reach that supernatural energy that you have within you, that I have, everybody has. The trick is how to connect to it, and I'll show you how, so that you can be better than the rest. And I'll show you how to formulate your personal lucky lottery numbers step by step, so that from now onwards, you'll be able to use your own energies and you'll be able to then hopefully get a better results in lotteries. So send me that email, andyhoro9, HORO 9, the number 9 at gmail.com. And I'll come back to you as soon as I can. Until then, have a good month. Thank you and goodbye.